They say two things are certain:
death
and taxes. Bonker would add a third: milk getting expensive. 10 years ago, pocket change. Today, budget discussion. Here is the strange part. The milk did not get better. In fact, less natural, more price. This is not random. This is inflation. But did you know inflation does not hit everyone the same way? For some people, inflation feels like getting hit in the face. For others, it feels like catching it and taking a calm drink. Same milk, very different outcomes. This is Bonker. Bonker works at Bonk, so Bonker knows things. Or maybe Bonker knows inflation because Bonker has seen it firsthand.
Anyway,
Today, Bonker breaks down inflation, what it is, why it happens, where it hurts, where it helps, and a few things most people never notice. What is inflation? Inflation is when prices rise over time. That means the value of money slowly falls. Nothing magical happened to the milk. Money changed. Same dollars. Less buying power. Why inflation happens? Demand pull inflation. Sometimes demand rises faster than supply. More people want milk than dairy farms can produce. Prices rise. Think about concert tickets. Taylor Swift announces a tour. Millions want tickets. Only 50,000 seats exist. Prices explode. Wage price spiral. Sometimes higher living costs lead to higher wages. Higher wages lead to higher prices. The cycle continues. Workers demand $15 per hour instead of 10. Grocery stores raise milk prices to cover payroll. Workers need more money again because milk costs more. Like a merry-go-round, nobody can exit. Costs push inflation, sometimes costs rise. Ingredients, rent, labor, or energy get more expensive. Prices follow. For example, when oil prices jump, everything moves. Monetary inflation. Sometimes there is simply more money competing for the same amount of milk. Now, who gets it hardest? Inflation hurts most when money stands still. Fixed income, cash sitting idle, expenses rising faster than earnings. This is the getting hit in the face moment. Retirees on fixed pensions watch their buying power dissolve. Savers holding cash see their nest egg shrink. Fixed wage workers without raises. Who benefits from inflation? Inflation can also help in certain situations. Take a company that borrowed $10 million in 2020 at fixed interest. Back then, $10 million was serious money. Today, with inflation, their revenue doubled but the debt payment stayed the same. The real burden of that debt shrunk. They pay back cheaper dollars than they borrowed. When businesses can adjust prices, they pass higher costs forward. When something is scarce or useful, prices rise as demand stays strong. This is why some people catch the milk calmly. Others do not. Inflation does not judge effort. It reacts to structure. How inflation is measured. Inflation is measured using the Consumer Price Index. It tracks how a basket of everyday items changes in price over time. Food, housing, transportation, medical care, recreation, education. If the basket costs more than last year, that is inflation. Let's say eggs cost $3 per dozen in 2025. In 2026, they cost $3.50. That's a 17% jump. Breakfast just got expensive. Let's say medical care costs rise 8% from 2025 to 2026. Doctor visits, hospital services, insurance premiums jump. For simplicity, take a doctor visit rise from $150 to $170. Getting sick costs more. Staying healthy costs even more. However, let's just say smartphones cost $1,000 in both 2025 and 2026. Prices stay flat. Competition keeps prices down. What essentials grow faster? Medical care up 8%. Eggs up 17%. Smartphone flat. This is not random. This is economics. Essentials have inelastic demand. You cannot skip breakfast because eggs got expensive. Non-essentials have elastic demand. If the new iPhone costs too much, keep your old one. You have choices. Companies know this. Prices stay competitive. So, is inflation good or bad? A little inflation keeps money moving. Too little slows everything down. Too much breaks trust in money. The goal is not zero inflation. The goal is balance. Think of inflation like body temperature. 98.6 is healthy. 95 is hypothermia. 105 is dangerous fever. 2 to 3% inflation is the economic 98.6. 0% sounds nice. 0% means stagnation. Why buy today when prices fall tomorrow? Everyone waits. Nobody spends. The economy freezes. Deflation is worse than inflation. On the other side of the coin, 10% inflation sounds manageable. But 10 becomes 15. 15 becomes 20. Trust collapses. Currency becomes worthless. Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Weimar Germany are examples of hyperinflation, where prices rose by thousands to billions of percent, money lost value in days or hours, and trust in currency collapsed completely. Balance matters? Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. Who controls inflation? Central banks influence borrowing and money flow. Governments influence spending and taxation. They do not set milk prices. They shape the environment prices grow in. The Federal Reserve raises interest rates. Borrowing becomes expensive. People buy fewer houses, fewer cars, less milk. Demand cools. Inflation slows. The government cuts spending or raises taxes. Less money chasing goods. Demand drops. Prices stabilize. These are blunt tools, like using a sledgehammer for surgery. Sometimes effective, always messy. Sometimes they overcorrect. Inflation stops, but so does growth. Jobs disappear. Recession arrives. This is why central banks move slowly. One wrong move crushes everything. Practical moves. So, how do you deal with inflation? First, stay aware. Notice what rises faster than your income. Track your actual spending, not what you think you spend. What you actually spend. Awareness is power. Second, stay flexible. Avoid locking everything into things that lose value over time. Cash loses value during inflation. Fixed-rate investments lose value during inflation. Flexibility lets you adapt. Third, diversify how you use your money and time. Favor things that adapt when prices change. Skills that stay valuable. Assets that adjust with inflation. Relationships that create opportunities. Diversification is about resilience. Fourth, invest in yourself. Education that increases earning power. Skills that remain relevant. Health that reduces future costs. A network that opens doors. You are your best inflation hedge. You can adjust. You can learn. You can earn more. Cash in a mattress cannot. Even without investing in anything risky, understanding inflation helps you plan better. It helps protect purchasing power. Because inflation is not just about prices. It is about who adjusts first and who adjusts last. Those delays decide who feels pain and who barely notices. The real lesson. Inflation is not the enemy. Ignorance is. Inflation is a fact. Like gravity, like weather. You cannot stop it. You can prepare for it. You can adapt to it. You can thrive despite it. Some people complain about rain. Some people build better roofs. Be the person with the better roof. Stay tuned and subscribe. In the next videos, Bonker breaks down asset classes, money systems, and more ways to safeguard against rising prices. Finance explained simply.